Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we're looking at the Ferrum Forge Pro Series Archbishop 2.0 Flipper. And this is the contoured model, chevron model, don't know what they call this one. Doesn't matter, they're all freaking cool. Let's go over the knife first real quick, then I have some thoughts on Ferrum Forge, the manufacturing of the knives, and some other things to talk about. First thing we get a 3.5 inch blade with a 3-inch cutting edge. And they're saying the blade, blade thickness is 160 thousandths or 4 millimeters. The behind the edge thickness, pretty thin. I don't have the calipers down here with me right now. They're over in the shop, but pretty thin. I think we're going to be just fine on cutting things. In fact, we'll cut things just to be sure. Yep, we're going to cut things just fine. I will caution you real quickly on that behind the edge thickness. There's a lot of talk going on the internet right now in the knife community from a group of individuals that are really pushing this behind the edge thickness thing. And I'm not talking about certain reviewers. I'm talking about some other folks trying to explain to you about how behind the edge thickness is the only thing that matters. Well, don't believe it. There's a lot more that goes into a set of knife bevels and that edge, and a lot more thought by the knife maker than just how thin it's going to be behind the edge. So be mindful of that. But this one is plenty thin enough behind the edge for the medium heavy duty knife that it is. And let's continue to go over it and not get off on too many rants here. We have a tip up left or right hand pocket clip. We don't have the calipers over here today, but we're a 3.5 inch blade, so we're more than 3.5 inches in handle. Really good. We can do what we did the other day. I have a 4-inch knife up here somewhere. There it is. And that is a 4-inch knife, so we're about 3.8 or so on handle. As far as grip length goes. And let's do some size comparison. We'll pull that one out. And since we had it up here, we'll put the eraser back out here. That's from Mr. Leong Ma. Freaking awesome knife. Love that dude. And we have a Rat Model 1, because people were whining because I didn't put any old knives in the other day. So we'll do some old knives. That old enough for you? I mean, come on. It's a buck 110. There you go. And, what do we got? Well, we have to promote ourselves. So there's our Roxy and a Wristy and a Malware. There we go. All right, guys. Mechanically, these Ferrum Forge knives are We've got stainless steel screws. That'll make some happy, some unhappy. We have ceramic ball bearings, and we have a great action, and we have all that stuff that Ferrum Forge has spent a lot of time perfecting on the Archbishop. Action works good. Getting a look at the blade. It's M390 in standard Ferrum Forge fashion. And guys, I'm having a real hard time talking too deeply about this knife because it is Ferrum Forge through and through. And there's things that I'm going to miss simply because, like I said, it's Ferrum Forge through and through. I've talked about it before. You guys have seen it before. Perfectly terminated edges. Very good ergonomics. If we're going to leave the edge there by the finger choil, plenty of room. It's everything that the Archbishop was, is, could be, all those things. And it does such a great job. Now, I have been messing with this one. This is the contoured one. If I were going to get one of the Archbishop 2.0s, this is the one I would get. Absolutely. Even though these are cooler. Yep, they're cooler, all right. Here's the thing. We talk about office hand friendly. these knives, this one maintains generally office hand friendly. The jimping up here is a bit rough, but not bad. And this isn't too bad. This one, this is not office hand friendly. It is super cool. The way they put these chevrons in here, love it. Love it down through here. I love the color. I love the stonewash on it. But this, whenever you put your hand around it, takes away from being office hand friendly. And that is the warning I've got for you on these Archbishop knives. Use your brain, not your eyeballs, to buy the knife. These are knives designed to be used. They're not knives designed to be stuck in a pocket somewhere or stuck on a case somewhere. $275 might be a bit pricey in my opinion, but they are Ferrum Forge knife, Ferrum Forge design. So there you go. And that's what you get in the pocket. Still don't know where those jeans are. I really do think Nixie ate them. She's a bit of a strange little dog. I say little dog. She's a bull mastiff. Strange dog. So those are kind of my coalesced opinions on the Ferrum Forge Archbishop 2. It's a great knife with a good action. It's a 3.5-inch blade with a 3-inch cutting edge, 160 thousandths, Bowler M390, flat ground, 4 3/4 ounces. I can't, there's nothing bad about the knife. And since there's so much variety, you have to be careful and not buy with your eyes, buy with your brain. But you can get some cool stuff. I think I read somewhere they had like 25 different versions of this same knife. And that is just super cool. And they're customizing these guys. They are taking them out in their shop and they are doing carving on them and different stuff to the handles. And I mean, Ferrum Forge is doing some cool stuff. So, Archbishop 2.0. If you're a Ferrum Forge fan, you should already have one. If you're not a Ferrum Forge fan and you don't already own one of these, wait for the next video about these 3 knives. Because I've got some things I want to discuss in a comparison video that may sway you one way or the other. But for now, guys, short video, but there's just not that much to talk about here because it's Ferrum Forge. It's all good. The only complaint that I could come up, and only thing that Zell would do different, is the pocket clip to me is kind of boring. I'd redesign that. And the other thing I would do is smooth that off because that can get you in the pocket and it's just silly. Why'd they do that? But it may just be carryover from the original Archbishop. I haven't looked to tell, but it could be. And if that's the case, it's just like a hinderer with the hook on there. It's just carryover, and you can change it, but then you have to weigh whether you're going to upset the fans or not. And sometimes it's better just to not change it or offer a version without it. And you guys have a great day. We'll be doing another video with these knives very soon. And I implore you to watch at least some of that video because we're going to bring in at least one more knife that is very comparable to these. And it's, I think if you haven't bought an Archbishop, I think it's imperative that you consider this other knife before purchasing. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you next time.